Welcome to the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Your number one Orlando City podcast. For the fans, by the fans. For the fans, by the fans. Keeping you in the know on all things Orlando City since 2018.
What's up, boys?
Hey, we're back.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another season of Orlando Lions Den podcast, season 8, episode 1. Thank you all for joining us. We're trying it out live. We're giving it a whirl. We noticed that a lot of you guys like to jump in when we did some of the stuff in the off season on the live. So we are live now. I don't even know what platforms. Mike can tell you that, but. Speaking of Mike, he's got his
he's caressing
Manscaped
his
League 1 championship belt.
My belt.
The ever elusive.
Your belt, Mr. I never won the actual belt.
I think that's meant directly at you, not me, Cleon, just for the record. But what's up, Mike? How you been, man? How's the move? I know it's about 7 o'clock out there, so you're feeling.
Yeah,
feeling
no, I'm doing good. It's snowing right now. So
game.
Oh yes, the trophy that you bought yourself is adorable.
My supporter shield.
No, I'm doing good. I'm excited to be back. I'm happy to see that we already got people commenting. Jordy Lyon saying, "Hope you guys are doing well. Appreciate you, Jake." Zach mentioning, good to see you fellas again. Been a while, LOL. Yeah, we know what that means. Like we haven't talked to you frequently. But I'm excited to be back. Excited to talk shop with the guys. Excited for this belt to make a couple appearances this season. I'm not gonna have it in Cleon's face all the time, but just a lot of the time. But no, I'm excited to be back. It's been an interesting off season, I think. So we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do. This will be a good one. We enjoy the couple months off. For about the first 7 weeks of the off season, we were doing just as much as the Orlando City front office was, but it's picked up a little bit in the last couple weeks. So, but it's good to be back. What's up, Ryder? How you doing? Band practice went well.
band practice went well. I got home at 8:48, so shoved a couple of quesadillas in my mouth, and I'm here. I'm ready to talk footy because I've missed you guys so very much, and I've missed the listeners. I've missed talking about soccer because football season's over. Football is just beginning.
Football to football. Clan, what's the face for?
I'm just in awe as Alex is talking, and I can't help but to. I'm laughing because I'm looking at him when he's talking. All I see is John from over at our at the other pod.
No, we're all ready to this. Good grief.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Hey, y'all are just. He's morphed right into you, bro. I don't understand what's going on here. I think we get some DNA tests. You might be a founding OC father. You know what I mean?
I thought you were wondering what instrument you were going to play in the Lions.
Band. It started with that. The initial face was that. I was like, "What the heck band is he in?" But then I just got lost staring.
Got the bass guitar right there. We've got our lead singer Mike, and Eddie might be jumping in to be our
Eddie's
drummer.
on the drums. I already called the triangle. We'll have to work that in somewhere. I think that's all I got.
It's easy. We can always find spot for the triangle.
Sounds good. Clan, how you been, brother?
I've been good so far, man. All season is always a little slow for us for some reason. We like to wait till the last second, wait till the season about to start. But I guess we'll probably get into that. But other than that, I've been good, man. Health's good. I won my first race of 2025, so I'm feeling nice and spry.
Who'd you beat?
My daughter. Washed her.
Does money ever exchange hands, by the way, Mike and Cleon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He sent me money, and then I sent it back to him after we got the proof of what he did on Halloween. So
I'm I'm actually technically I'm 2-0 in one forfeit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forfeit the initial race, but then I gave you your props for the tape on Halloween where you chased down a kid for stealing all the candy. And now you're done. 3 kids.
There were three of them.
Very spry teenagers. And oh man, that's too good.
I would say unbelievable, but totally believable. Cleon in his slides. Yeah. running down 3 kids.
Hey, you saw the video proof. You saw me come back with the bowl.
We saw.
That is true.
It's true.
We'll get into the sponsors. Let's shout out Eddie first. I think he was working his way in here, but we'll shout out our man Eddie at Comparing Insurance Agency, Liberty Mutual Company, auto, home, life insurance, renters insurance. I think he does pet insurance. He does all sorts of insurance. So get it shopped with Eddie. Speak of the devil, there he is. Maybe. What's up, Eddie? We're live.
All right on time. Look at that.
This guy here, bro.
There he is, right there.
You say his name and he's summoned. He's like Beetlejuice.
Or Joe Hendry, depending on how you want to go.
Starts dropping some pounds, bro, and he's just, you can't keep him out the streets, bro. Like, nice to see you, though, bro. Nice to see you, Eddie.
You too, man. You see that service? You guys called my name. I was ready.
that's how it goes in the insurance world too. So.
Right.
I love having him as my agent. I was shopping it around. I was cheating on him a little bit, and I still ended up staying with him because he had the best price still and for the coverages. So I figured it all out, and we got it done.
To be honest, so you never find another one like me. Go ahead and check.
Not me, bro. I'm a one-agent man. I'm a one-agent man, bro. Not me. Eddie. I didn't even look, bro. I just did it go up? Or did it not? He's in up.
I didn't look either. I'll let you know.
Yeah, the KFC closure can pay for a little bit higher premiums. So
exactly
Bermuda, but yeah, scan the QR code on the screen. Hit us up on the DMs. Hit up Eddie and shop your home insurance, shop your auto insurance. Y'all don't spend more money than you have to. Get good pricing, get good coverages, and at least make sure you know what you're buying. And Eddie can help you out with that. We got Leo at the Epic Mortgage Group, Epic Mortgage Team, powered by U Mortgage. He's obviously rates have been going down, and then I think they're pretty steady now, but they have been going down. So if you're looking to refinance, buy a house, give Leo a call, shoot him a message, 407-844-7696. He would love your business and to help you out, make sure that you get the Lions Den discount with Leo. And then we got Chad McGibbon. So if you're buying the house, get the mortgage through Leo, do the real estate representation through Chad, a longtime Orlando City follower and Orlando Lions follower. He's a really cool guy, and he can help you out locally with buying or selling your house. If you need a real estate agent, scan the QR code, hit up Chad McGibbon at Chad McGibbon on Twitter or X, whatever they call it nowadays. And then we got Hourglass Brewery.
I'm going to steal it from you here because we're doing another watch party this year, re-releasing No Mango, No Party. It's coming back. We're trying to figure out what we could do as far as memorabilia, game tickets, and stuff like that. Give some things away. Only difference this time, guys, is rather than the Curry Ford location last year, we're going to be at the one in Longwood, which is a lot bigger, has like an arcade in it, like a bunch of cool stuff. You can play pinball. Cappy's food truck is going to be joining us again. Shout out Adam. We love you, man. We're really excited about this. Same situation. Come out, enjoy the game, watch the game with us. Hopefully we'll have some things to give away. And outside of that, enjoy the beer because it was tasty. So they're making it again for us.
I was about to y'all know I don't drink beer. I was about to go pull the souvenir beers off the top of the thing. I couldn't find it. I was about to go upstairs and go yoke both of my kids up. I was like, what the heck's going on? I thought it was down there sneaking beers or something, bro. It was behind the kid's picture, apparently. Somebody must have
I already got our giveaway, that amazing season ticket reward we got. Anybody wants a 2025 season ticket scarf? Or
they are something else.
Watch party.
Yeah, we'll give one of those away. If you decide that you don't want it, we understand.
Bro, I might pick up 22.
I might pick up 22 and 23. Right, exactly. Yeah.
So I didn't miss nothing, is what you're telling me.
So, but yeah, so guys, what we're doing is it's the first away game of the year, March 8th. If I could spell that right on here, which I totally didn't. It says March 8th, 7 p.m. I'll update that before the next one. But yeah, so come out, enjoy beers, enjoy hanging with City fans and Hourglass Brewing. We're thankful for them for being cool friends of the show. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you. I'm actually going to be back from Colorado for it, so I'm dragging my folks out from Tampa to come see it, come hang out. So it'll be fun.
Come on out, y'all. It's going to be a fun time, and I'm excited to get the No Manga No Party get re-released. That's going to be awesome, and hopefully we get a good showing like we did. It's the first away game of the season, so come on out. Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun, and cheer on the boys. We'll see y'all there. All right, let's get into it. First topic, talking about arrivals, departures, just off season. The way it's supposed to be. Like I said, it was pretty quiet for a while, other than selling Faku, which I feel like is deserves its own segment almost. To me, a legend of the club, and now he's gone. It's going to be obviously big shoes to fill, but it's going to be weird not seeing Facundo Torres in purple, strutting out on match day one. Next Saturday, but we get rid of Faku, $14 million, somewhere around there. So good business, it feels like, to sell him after his best year statistically for us in MLS. And then we got a few arrivals coming in. Some kids like Leon loves, Colin Gusky, right? Hey, the Gerbe guy, I'm a big fan.
It ain't perfect. Like it ain't perfect. Hey, I don't count the college kids. I don't count them. I don't count them. They come through for us. The college ones come through for us for the most part. We always normally get like at least one every other year or so. The college kids.
I can't wait till Gerbe plays, and then we got to hear the Apple announcers how many different variations of his last name we'll get this year. That'll be fun.
We call him Gerber.
As they do their remote play-by-play color commentary now. They are not going to be in the stadium anymore. They cut that. They're doging the Apple TV stuff. So
don't.
Yeah, they are. They're making it more efficient, and everybody's going to be sitting at home doing it for Apple TV.
Wow.
So
Apple,
they're not traveling anymore.
They got to pay for Apple Intelligence. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. So
it's got my Genmojis working strong. I'll say you that much. So
yeah, the Frontier tickets to Cincinnati and Orlando were too expensive, so they sliced it out of the Apple TV budget. So they had to give more to Messi. But so yeah, we got Gerbe. We got the biggest arrivals we got obviously are our DP and Pasalic.
I'm
calling him Pasalic.
I'm making fun of how to pronounce.
JJ's not here, but he's here.
The spirit of JJ is coming through you right now.
And of course U22 Nicolas Rodriguez, and then my favorite signing, Edward Atuesta. Big signing, especially given the Cartagena news. So Eddie, I want to hear from you because I saw your post today too, or yesterday about Atuesta. But tell me your favorite signing, who you're looking most forward to, and what have you thought about the arrivals and departures so far?
All right. Well, the departures, Faku, it was gonna happen. It was just how it was always going to be. It was kind of an agreement. I was hoping it was like a bigger league than Brazil, because he could have gone from Uruguay to Brazil. So I don't know what that speaks to about MLS or whatever. But I mean, he got us the highest of highs anyone's got us to. Is Facundo, his tenure. So club legend to me, and it is tough shoes to fill. So regarding the spot that we filled for him, I like that we got two people in there because we didn't have really a second right winger. So now we have potentially two people filling in for one spot, so that you improve your chance of hitting when you have more than one option. Yeah, this Marco, what is it, Palasic, I think.
We're going with Pasalic.
He looked Pasalic. I just know it ends in itch.
We're going with Pasalic. He's got to come correct me himself at this point.
I hope he doesn't pass. I was Marco Bahalovic, because that's what I like from the wingers over there. But he looked. I didn't see a lot because I didn't go to the match, but the clips and stuff like that. He looked like he's very front-footed, likes to run at people and aggressive. Right, but it's an if. First, if it was better, he'd cost more most of the time. That doesn't always work, but generally speaking, and he was in the Croatian league. Who really came out of Croatian league and blew up? Now this is MLS, and it's not the highest league, but it doesn't mean it can happen. It just means this is an upside pick. This is an if. This is our people like to find sleeper picks and stuff like that, but not everybody from these lower leagues hit. Like we got some Swedes and Icelandic guy who's hit and stuff, but we also got like Vanderwater who did it, right? And stuff like that. So it's an if. Does he look good? Sure. But this we have to kind of wait and see, because Oscar's going to get his hands on him a little bit, right? I mean, he just got off the plane. I mean, he's from Croatia, so his immigration was quick. Nico's from Colombia, so it took a little longer. We'll let that sit for a second. But so we don't know what Nico looks like or what he kind of does. He's left-footed, inverted too, so it is kind of like for like. So that's good. But we don't know. And my point is, when Oscar gets a little hold of him, we're going to see how front-footed he is, how aggressive he is, how much is he running at people, how many risks is he taking, right? So I'm not going to say, this is how he is if he isn't playing in our system yet. And the same with Atuesta. Look, Atuesta's been one of my favorite midfielders in the league. So time for him to be starting on championship teams, on really, really good clubs, it says a lot to be starting under coaches he did, or with clubs he did, etc. But he's replacing Wilder, who I've always defended as one of our most important players, or key players, better on the ball than people realize, good progressive passer, but he's a little more defensive than Atuesta is. You look at Atuesta's like stats on FB Ref. He gets almost 1.5 shots off per 90. He passes attempts is a lot of progressive passes, which is good. A lot of take-ons. He's really good at that, right? Good at interceptions and reading the game, and he's a little smaller. He's not as physical as Wilder, but tackles he's low on, 35th percentile. Blocks he's low on, clearances, aerials he's low on, those kind of things. I wonder what Oscar's going to do to him. Is he going to make him sit back more, or is he going to let him attack more? We do see Wilder shooting from the top of the box, but if you look at the little video that Orlando City put out on Atuesta, he's in the box getting headers, finishing moves, shooting from the top of the box. That's what makes him good to me, is that he's smart and kind of can be an all-purpose midfielder. Is he going to be able to do that here? I don't know. But what I do like is that he's MLS ready. He's MLS proven. He's Colombian. He's gonna fit in right away. And I think he'll fit in well with Oscar. He's an intelligent player. And honestly, he's probably, this is going to sound crazy, but it's the preseason show. Honestly, Atuesta is at least our most talented midfielder we've maybe ever had. Like CM, not number 10. But CM, because Mauricio is a 10, I think Atuesta is probably the best midfielder that we've ever had in Orlando City. So how can I not be excited about that? I don't know if that's outlandish, but yeah.
And I like what you said about him being MLS proven. I mean, he won the Supporter Shield with LAFC. Like, he's played 2,200 minutes in MLS. He knows what the travel is like. And that's one thing that a lot of these Europeans don't experience, is because they're traveling in much smaller countries. Yeah, they travel a bit for Champions League or Europa League, but they're not understanding that that's the league mentality, that you're doing long plane rides every time you go on away day. And he definitely proved that. I think that if Oscar can kind of shape him to be a slightly more aggressive version of Wilder, I think we've got a good chance at him being if not the best key signing of the year, one of two.
But that's the thing, Alex. Like, I don't want Oscar to shape him. Atuesta is good and regarded, and we took this much to get him, not cost-wise, but the effort and other. It seems to be a consensus good pickup because of who he already is. I want Oscar to maximize Atuesta and not make him more the Wilder. Wilder's always been a more defensive type of midfielder. And Cesar he hasn't really progressed on the ball. His dribbling is wild. His passing is not. Between him and Wilder, he was the worst of the two, passing by a mile. And Atuesta is much better than Wilder. But he does things up higher up in the pitch. I don't know, man. That's what I might look. Think of it this way, guys. Okay, so we got we got Marco, Blasic, whatever. And we're going to do the same thing where he cuts inside and our fullbacks are the highest guys. Then, if you look at like FIFA, the default when you have two midfielders is the default for the midfielders is cover wing, right? So that's what Wilder and Cesar did, or compressed it to kind of counter press, right? If Atuesta is really high, that leaves Caesar by himself. He's not fast. Caesar's good counter presser, but he's not chasing people down. And if Dagger's way up top and Dagger's prone to dribble into traffic and lose the ball, and he's all up there, then man, all you got to do is just kick it behind our fullbacks, and you got 20 yards of space. You're pulling out Rodrigo, isolating him. You're stretching our defense out, and then that's just not how we generally play. So he's probably going to have to be a little more defensive, but I don't know. Do you let the fullback sit a little bit back and let Atuesta go a little bit more forward, or Pulisic holds the whiff and Atuesta's an extra guy in the box. You know what I mean? And then the fullback inverts a little bit and kind of covers that pocket, that half space. It's a lot, but I don't know. The thing is, I don't necessarily trust Oscar to make these adjustments. It's kind of like I just see Oscar as 4-2-3-1, double pivot and a 10, and there are some wrinkles in there. We added the whole overload on the left side, like we weren't doing that before once Ojeda became the 10. But generally speaking, I'm just kind of like, I feel like he's a one system, one type of way play kind of guy. And I don't know, Atuesta, I don't think naturally fits into Oscar's pragmatic approach per se, with Bob, what was Bob or what if Voldemort over there? Bob Bradley, that 4-3-3 is a lot more adventurous. He wasn't the 6, he was one of the 8s in that 4-3-3 that he plays a lot. And we play 4-2-3-1, so he's already sitting back deeper than where he was. So I don't mean to rail on Atuesta, but that's what I do.
I agree. I don't know. I'm with you, Eddie. I don't want him to contain the guy that we brought in, who to me is a plug and play guy if you play him in the right way.
This is why I always say I want poppy proof players. I'm hoping Atuesta and Marco are poppy proof. It sounds crazy. You don't want to. The coach should mold them. No. You get these guys.
What you think about all this?
Yeah, for me, it's pretty much the same. Like, you don't really want him molding him anywhere. Like, he's a proven championship center midfielder.
He was best 11 a couple years
ago.
Yeah,
he's literally best 11, like in the league. He's not a guy you come in and try to change. You know what I mean? The to kind of counter like Eddie's worry about it, I feel like certain players, as far as midfielders go, like center mids and defensive mids go, he's by far has the highest profile of anybody we've had, definitely, ever in our MLS history, but definitely in the Poppies era as well. He's a guy that's coming in who's he's got some say. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like a young kid coming in. He's not an old guy. He's only 27. But like I said, he's got championship experience. He knows what he's doing. He's literally MLS best 11 type guy. So I mean, he's not a guy that's gonna come in and usually even guys like Poppy, who are they're kind of in their just set in their way. Certain guys that have a stature, they don't really get pushed as much, like, out of their comfort zone as much as somebody like even Cesar when he came in. He's only 19, 20, whatever he was. He's a little kid. He's got some bend to him. A guy like Atuesta, I'm not saying he won't try to get held back a little at all, but I feel like his drag and pullback is going to be a lot less than it would be on guys like Wilder or Cesar when Cesar came in, or guys we had, lesser guys that we had before that. You know what I mean? I feel like a guy like Atuesta, that's a huge signing as far as center mids go. That's a huge signing. That's a guy that's they brought him in and he knows why he's coming here, and Oscar knows why he's been brought here. And I just don't personally, I don't see him messing with him too much.
I hope you're right.
Yeah,
I don't trust
signing.
Oscar enough.
It's a big signing with if we had both.
It's almost like
Nani.
Nani. It's almost like Nani, except for Nani was an attacker. You know what I mean? I mean, like certain guys.
But even then, he benched Nani in the playoffs. You know.
But I mean, that's kind of more fitness. You know what I mean? Like Nani was burnt.
Yeah,
So it was like,
but yeah.
So for me, I don't see it happening. I
hope you're right. You're probably right.
See it happening. I don't worry about it happening as much as, like, you know, you bringing in like a young kid off of someone's squad, and you know he's new to the game and things like that. Like this is a MLS Best 11 guy you're talking about. This is guy. He's literally just come off. He's a championship midfielder. Like he's literally just come off his last 2-3 games winning it all.
Right. He came from the team where we sold our best player to, and he was productive there for some time. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's some scrub. Mike, when you're gone, I said he most likely, I mean, profile wise, he's already the best midfielder we've ever had. So, you know, not a 10, and he has potential to be the best midfielder we've ever had. I mean,
you're tossing, I would say, you know, maybe a little bit of disrespect on some of the great names that we've had.
Wow, Higuito's out here. Is Higuito on the live stream?
I mean, I was going to say David Loera, you know, stuff like that, you know.
Wow. Fernando Carrasco, disrespect.
I was going to say, yeah, you know, the old hubby trade that happened there.
Yeah.
You know,
don't forget that Luis Neal, Eric Avila double pivot.
You went Luis Neal. I was going to go Luis Gil. You know, like that one worked out so well for all of us.
Yeah, diamonds are forever.
See, there you go. Gotta give it the deep cuts, you know. But no, I agree with pretty much everything in regards to Atuesta, and my hope is basically that he is poppy proof, like you're saying, because realistically, Cesar stays more deep lying, where it can be a more possession based team that can move the ball more progressively forward through a guy like Atuesta. Of course, you know, he's got to be healthy. Part of the reason why he got benched a little bit towards the end with LAFC last year is because he was a little bit of a defensive liability. He is not as well known for his defensive acumen, but he is really great in possession. He's really great at progressing the ball forward. I think he'd complement Ojeda really well. Hopefully would complement our wingers really well. And he's also a good right foot on set pieces, you know, because Ojeda's taken set pieces lefty, I believe. Am I wrong about that? I might be wrong about that. Nico's taking set pieces lefty. Like, it's nice to have an option there in Atuesta as well. But I think he's going to be a really good signing for us. I'm just disappointed in the way that he is the way that he's realistically going to be his contract. You know, getting him on a 1+1 kind of stinks. I was kind of hoping for something with a little bit more longevity since he's still in his prime. He's only 27. But if it's what we had to do, in order to get it done and for us to basically get it done in what I understand is pretty much a free transfer, which is unreal that we realistically were able to swing that. You know what? It's all good. And I will go ahead and give a quick shout out to Daniel here, mentioning Yoshi, possibly our best midfielder ever.
That's a good shout. I forgot about him.
Yeah, that's a good shout. It's just
not about Yoshi.
He was just in here during a time where the team was so bad that
he was good.
Yeah, that we didn't even realize how good we had it with Yoshi.
And one thing about Atuesta too is, honestly, we kind of had to go and get him because of what happened to Wilder in the first preseason game. Like, he's going to be out a majority, if not all, of the season with his Achilles. So
I'm going to cut you off right there. He's out the whole season. The club hasn't said it yet. They're probably going to put him on SCI before the start of the season. I talked with Mike Gramajo. He's kind of expecting that too. This is an Achilles rupture and a reconstructive surgery. The people that were posting stuff that were saying that it's like a 3 to 6 month recovery timeline, that's a 3 to 6 month recovery to be able to possibly walk okay again. If you're an athlete, it's about a year-long recovery. So I do not expect him to come back. And if the club is smart, I think SEI is the best resolution for him. So that way we can recoup some of those resources to fill his roster spot. So that's just my 2 cents on it. But I wouldn't expect to see him back. That's a brutal injury. It's like literally like the worst case scenario as far as what happened.
Here's one more question.
SEI season-ending injury, by the way.
Yes, sorry.
Were we going to make this move even if Wilder didn't get hurt, or is this?
No,
I don't think so.
no, I don't think so.
That's
I don't
what
think so
figured.
because it's going to make a backup of Caesar or Wilder. They weren't going to do that.
Here's the thing:
Like, it would be great. It would be great. It would have been a great move to do.
Realistically, yeah,
because
then
midfield for
it
the
would,
first time.
Yeah, it would give us depth in the midfield, and it would also
You
give
could
us
play
the option
differently.
of play a 6 instead, or play an 8 instead of a 6 kind of thing. Also, would have been really good.
Right.
But yeah, I will say I don't think this move happened unless Wilder got hurt. The only way that it might have still happened is if we sold Cesar. So.
Yeah, I think they might have been working on it just because the whole Cesar thing. But
Actually, you know what? Because we were kind of working on that even before Wilder got hurt, right? Cesar?
oh yeah,
Or allegedly.
Allegedly.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it could have been happening, but it wasn't because of Wilder. It was more because they were expecting Cesar to go, not Wilder.
Right.
Which
right.
is which are actually how most of our signings happen lately.
Not to mention we let go of
one guy at the door, so we sign somebody, and then the guy's still here.
Yeah. Not to mention we let go of Felipe and Kosovic, so they
Yeah, it's
they
non
were
factors.
declined.
Kaczewski. JJ, we
Yeah.
Dang
hear
it! I
we feel
butcher
you.
it
We're here.
every time.
Well,
I said it like 3 different
look,
ways.
Like, I don't think he's going to blow up, have some great career, but that was a guy that's obviously an 8 that Oscar's trying to play him differently and had him on the wing, you know? Hopefully he doesn't do anything like that with Atuesta, but a part of me just whenever you try to be more adventurous and offensive, it's like, it's it doesn't quite work out, and then we revert back to norm. So I just don't know. I feel like, this is giving Oscar the heebie-jeebies, to be
I mean,
have Atuesta on a counterattack, and just he's light, man. He gets shoved around. He's a guy going to keep possession, and maybe the protagonist is coming back, but Wilder getting in there and trucking Messi and getting in his case and not being scared, that's not happening for him.
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and be a little tinfoil hatty conspiracy theory for a second. For me, this team, everything is going to be on the hot seat. Like, we can't have a slow start this year. Front office, Oscar, both defensive midfielders, couple other players. A lot of people going into last year, their contracts, like, we can't have slow starts. Things got to be good. Otherwise, things might change, So I don't know. I'm not trying to be that guy this early in the season, but you got to call a spade a spade.
That, though.
So,
question off of that though,
yeah,
with the slow start, which is, to me, seems to be probably the reason for the slow start every year, and it seems like we're on pace to repeat it again. Why do we wait till the end of the preseason to start making moves? I don't understand it. Like, we're talking about Atuesta, who plays completely different than like a Wilder, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's some adjustments going to have to be made on the pitch. Some adjustments going to have to be made as far as, okay, Atuesta is not going to be like Wilder. He's not going to sit back. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's not going to be that. He's going to be moving, which means you have to make a major adjustment with Cesar and maybe even somebody else further beyond that, like a fullback. But these are things that you need to figure out in preseason. In preseason training and preseason games, right? And then every year, the important parts we're bringing in, for some reason, we're always at the end of the preseason when we're just now getting them in. It'll be like the very last game of preseason where, our main guy we need to adjust to is just getting in. You know what I mean? So I know we like to take the holidays off and stuff with our front office, which is nice and is a good story. And all that is, it's generous, to give the whole front office and everybody, all of once the season ends. I know a lot of teams, they seem like they work straight through it. Maybe they just take Christmas off and that's it. But it seems like we take, it all off basically until, January 1st. And then we just start making the moves. And then, sometimes they happen quick. And a lot of times with us, because we seem to negotiate a lot harder than other people, ours drag on. So for me, it's now February 11th. Atuesta's just getting in, just got in, probably today, yesterday, something like that. Nico Rodriguez, some of that you could blame on, 45, 47, whatever you want to call him. he's just getting in. Pasalic just got in. So these are big adjustments. Then you got dudes like Duncan, he's out injured. But I mean, that's stuff you can't control. But the things you can't control normally are when you're getting guys in and things like that. When you start preparing for the next season. And it seems like we take so long to start preparing for the next season. And
it was a month.
Yeah, so we're going to be, it feels like we're going to start this season trying to figure out how to use Atuesta and Cesar together, how Pasalic is supposed to fit in with now. I mean, and then it's even beyond that because now Facu's out of there. So now, you're putting more on either Ojeda or Muriel's plate, whoever's going to be there in that 10 spot, most likely Ojeda, obviously. Then you got Pasalic, then you got Rodriguez. I mean, all these dudes need to figure out how to play together, man. These are things that I feel like should have already been happening.
It was December 20th.
Trying to figure it out, and then losing, and then, everyone's in an uproar.
It was December 20th when we transferred Facu, and then nothing until we got Rodriguez in January 17th. That's a long time, and I'm pretty sure training camp had already started at that point. It's like you said, you got to make those moves early.
Even just this year, this is what we always do.
And also, you can add on that too that Nico Rodriguez just got to Orlando yesterday. Again, you mentioned you can blame 45 or 47, whatever you want to do. There was a lot of immigration problems that caused it, especially because there was crap going on with Colombia. Like I heard he had to go to either Chile or Peru to go to their embassy there to get his visa worked out. Like kid had to go through a lot to be able to get here. So it's going to be interesting. And I don't know if you guys touched on it while I was out because my dog had to poop. But when we're talking about Pasalic and his expectations, I feel like it's kind of important that you got to first off know that he's not Facu. I got in an argument with someone on Twitter because I said he's got big shoes to fill. And someone's like, I mean, not really that big. I was like, I mean, Facu's our all-time leading scorer. He's in the past 2 years, he's got 34 goals and 10 assists. And if you take penalties away from that, he's still got 26 goals and 10 assists. In the Croatian league, which is not as strong as MLS is, that's well known. It's not as high quality of a league as MLS is. In the past 2 years, Pasalic has 16 goals and 9 assists. I'm hoping that he can come good and that he's going to be a strong player. But if you're just looking at the numbers and looking at the stats, the guy's really great with the ball at his feet. The guy's not afraid to shoot. I will also give him that because as far as next level analytics and whatnot, he took more shots in less minutes than Facu did over the last 2 years. But when it comes to expectations, I'm keeping my expectations relatively low because he's coming into camp late. He's coming from a lower quality league and he's got to live up to what Facu left behind. And I just don't see that yet. I'm hoping that he can match that. I really am. But I'm a numbers guy. You guys know that. The numbers don't suggest that he can be that guy yet. So.
Yeah, me too. I'm also same numbers guy and all that. But I think we also have to not get stuck in thinking, okay, well, Facu left and he's the right winger. So his production that we're missing has to be coming from whoever's replaced him at the right wing. You know what I mean? It could be this is going to be a completely different front, basically. You know what I mean? Even Ojeda being in there, I mean, we just put him in there half the season last year. You know what I mean? At the 10 spot. So we're still not even fully sure of what he can and cannot do in that position. So those numbers, I'm not saying it's going to be a committee and fill it all, but it could just be that someone does have to take over that spot, that production, becoming that lead guy as far as production goes, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be Pasalic or it has to be Rodriguez, whoever's at the right wing. It could be Ojeda. It could be Duncan or whoever's.
The obvious answer should be the other DP.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah, but our DPs that's you know what I mean. Duncan, I mean, our Duncan's been better than our DPs ever since he's been there.
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean?
Know,
so
but in theory,
To me, once the guy's on the field for us, that DP stuff for me is pretty much out the window unless it's about someone like Mariel because he's making a friggin'
What's I'm talking about? The remaining DP should be the one where you're like, okay, let's get you to near double digits, and he'll probably take the pens, or he should.
I would expect now, mind you, I'm not saying like I expect him to be like 3 goals like he's been doing. No, that's a failure. But I would expect double digits. Yes.
I mean, I'm just looking at what looking at what Jake at here.
Collins comment.
I'm gonna put Collins in a second. Yeah, I just wanted to say Jake here putting be happy with 5 goals and 5 assists this year. I will say, Jake, that is not good enough for a DP. If you're happy with that, that's good for you. That's not good enough for me. But I will say, Colin, this is hilarious. Rodriguez will compete with Pasalic. We love a good bench DP. God damn, man! You
look at this profile picture. Is that from that terrible poster? Colin, that's from that terrible poster, right? That is
Colin goated for the
Colin,
the profile picture.
Oh, that so good.
Cursed Faku poster from I think last year. Cursed.
but look, so what we're saying is that we expect him to produce at a higher level than he did at a lower league. Right, so that's a big if. I don't mind your third DP, and look at some of these teams don't even have a third DP, and they killed it. But their first 2 DPs are locks. Ojeda's not going to be double-digit goals, right? He's going to be more assists and secondary assists. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I think 6, 7. I don't think and then Muriel been a bust so far, right? So when the third one is upside. I don't mind that when you hit on 2, but we hit on like 1.5. I mean, we got like 1.
I'd be happy if he got double digit in assists more than I would with double digit goals because we need
who
Pasalic.
Why? I don't know. I want him to score.
I want him to score too, but you know what? If he can feed, at least for the start of the season, Enrique or Moriel, whatever that ends up being.
It's just an inverted winger is not there to send in crosses because they're inverted. The inverted winger is to cut in on their stronger foot to score. So I'm not, unless he's kind of doing those cut in that soccer cross kind of thing, I just don't really see, assist. And even then, what he had with 4 and 3, 5 and he's got 4 and 3 this year, I think, in Croatia. 5 and 4 or whatever is his kind of average. Even then, if he gets double digits. I mean, it's going to be some of those Sasha Kleshin to get to double digits because even, otherwise he's going to outproduce what he's ever done before, right? So it's going to be some of those secondary assists. But I mean, look, who cares? Like Cleon said, Alex, you got a point, and Cleon said as long as the goals come from somewhere, doesn't mean it has to come from him. And he could provide those. He could provide those assists to Muriel, to Ojeda to increase. I get your point. I'm just saying that generally speaking, inverted winger that's just not set up to score a lot unless we put him on. I mean, to assist a lot unless we put him on the left and he starts setting in crosses, which I don't like because our striker's 5'8".
Did you just say Ojeda 6 or 7 goals?
Yeah,
that's for me. That's super low.
What do you have last year?
He's going to take the penalties. He's going to take.
Hey, Muriel's. I never seen him take a penalty. If Muriel's on the pitch, he should take the penalty.
I think he'll get double digits.
Yeah, well, we should
rather
maybe season preview.
Muriel's
are cold, bro. His penalties are cold, man.
He's better than Paku, bro. Low key, he's better than Paku. That dude's auto.
Yeah, he is. He is cold on those. I don't. Oh, it is a good.
Paku's look better, but Muriel he's just like calm as that, just puts him wherever, and
not even in the corner. Not even in the corner. They're like just a foot to his right. He just went the wrong way. But look, Ojeda strikes the ball well, like hard, but he's not always on target. You know what I mean? He doesn't put it. He doesn't score enough because he doesn't put it where the keeper ain't. To paraphrase Yogi Berra.
The thing that's strange. The reason why I feel like I'm not expecting a bunch of goals from Ojeda, but like for me, like 5, 6, that's super low. Like if you're starting all year, for him, because he's a productive dude, bro. Like the guy, I know he didn't score a lot here, but he also hasn't played a ton of minutes here either. He's been productive in his minutes he's played.
He's never been a huge scorer, anyways. He's always been a huge
lower. His goal scoring's definitely been lower than you would expect. But I mean, in Argentina, bro, the dude was getting 15. He was doing like 15, 15, 15, 15,
Yeah.
and 15, 12, things like that. You know what I mean? So the dude knows how to score goals. So I mean, 5, like he's not like Angulo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or like Mauricio.
Right. Well, yeah, maybe 6 is too low, but 7, if he's rolling, I give him 9. But I hope it's the case. I just don't, I just don't trust his finishing yet.
I'm with you guys not to have high expectations on Pasalic, but it's going to be hard not to. But we did, like Cleon said at the top of the show, we got 2 guys for that one position. Like Colin said, we do love a good bench DP, and the guy behind him that we're bringing in is U22 is Colombian. So hey, I think Colin might be onto something there. So you never know. But I would like to see him hit the ground running. He looked, by what I saw, pretty exciting in the first match, and hopefully he's got some class and some creativity to kind of pair up with Muriel if he ever does play in Ojeda, because no offense to Angulo, but Angulo don't have that. Angulo's a workhorse. He's the opposite of the class, so if we're gonna go just double workhorses and hope we can get there, I don't think that's gonna work, especially given the midfield is going to be a little more vulnerable, like you were saying, Eddie. So that's just my opinion. Ryder, you got anything to add?
No, I the only thing that I still quite can't stand about Pasalic is, he only had a couple of caps for Croatia, and I know he's still kind of in the mix there, but there were immediately calls for him to be taken out of all consideration just because he's going to MLS. And I think that's kind of ludicrous. MLS is a decent league for proving players. I mean, look at how many of our players are still playing for their national teams. It's a proving ground, and I think if he gets a fair shot and a fair shake, I think he should still be in the running there.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like he's a starter or anything like that. He's a come on off the bench for 5 minutes kind of guy. Like,
right.
It's great that he was part of the Euros, but he also didn't play at the Euros.
This is like when Nocerino played in the Euros for Italy. Yeah. Like
Jeez, poor Nocerino catching strays.
Right, handsome fella. I saw him.
Shout out to Las Vegas Lights. Man,
Right,
fell upwards after coaching at Miami.
Wow, yeah, that's what happens when you're handsome. Was it
Pretty privileged, bro?
Yeah. What I was gonna say about the Marco too is that I mean, like the whole them saying MLS, they take them out of consideration. That's just nationalism, basically, because the Croatian league is trash. MLS is definitely better. That's just pride in their own league. That's nonsense. But what we're asking, let's not forget too. So we're asking him to be more productive in a more difficult league in Oscar Pareja's system. You know what I mean?
That just makes me sad.
That's what what I mean. Like,
well,
all right.
We'll see.
Let's segue that.
We'll talk about the predictions next week on the preseason predictions pod. But all right. So we talked about the DPs. I mean, next week we'll talk more about the other 2 DPs and the expectations. Rumors. You got anything for us, Mike?
Currently, I got a barking dog over here. So sorry if you heard that a couple times.
We're looking at bringing in one more U22, right?
Yeah, we do have one U22 slot open. So reminder, Ramiro Enrique still occupies a U22 slot. He can occupy that up until he's 25, as long as he's under his initial contract. So they're probably going to milk that. The whole reason Cesar got bought off of his U22 last year was because of the fact that the league decided to change rules mid-season. So we had to buy him out to accommodate the rules at the beginning of the season. And then by the end of the season, it would have been fine if we had left him. So that's just MLS being MLS. As far as I know, the only name that I've seen that I feel like there's any legitimacy to is Agustin Soria, I believe his name is. He plays in Uruguay. He's kind of fits the same mold of what Cesar was when he came over. Getting a lot of starts in Uruguay, starting to turn some heads as being a bit of a a ball buster in the midfield. So I feel like it makes a lot of sense for us to go after that mold again. As far as I understand, this guy recently has kind of unseated Francisco Janela, who used to play for LAFC as well. He's back down there in Uruguay, and this guy's got him on the bench. So that's a positive. There's another name from Brazil that I've seen floating around, Juan Saforza, I believe his name is. I don't think that's for us. He's too high profile of a player for us to be able to afford to bring in, I think. He just doesn't really he's again another midfielder. There's been a couple names that we're linked with that are like OCB-ish kind of names. I'm not going to be reporting on those as much just because of the fact that, I don't know. I don't know much about what they're expecting to do. I do know that like a guy from Genoa in Italy is coming over. That was confirmed that he's going to be an OCB guy. So, but yeah, that's all I got. There's at least one more name probably coming in, but if it was up to me, I'd be bringing in a backup goalkeeper. I'd be bringing in another
100%.
midfielder. I'd be bringing in another midfielder. I wouldn't hate another striker because of the fact that Jack Lynn retired. Granted, I know he was our number 4 guy, but I wouldn't hate bringing in another striker. I wouldn't hate a left back that's left-footed. I know we trot Kyle out there a lot, but I'd like to see someone a little bit more fit for that. But yeah, I mean, goalkeeper, center mid are probably my 2 priorities. Jake, I'm sorry to break this news to you. Any word on a Mason return date? Never. We traded him to Real Salt Lake, so he is not coming back anytime soon. He is not our player anymore.
The exact reason we need to look at possible goalkeeper depth, because Pedro's not a young man anymore, and he might still be away for Peru quite a bit this year.
I'm going to say not might. I mean, he's still going to be away. He's still the best goalkeeper in Peru for sure. Even if he does start to,
Yeah, he's the captain.
Even if he does start to decline a little bit, he's still going to be their guy for probably another year or two, at least through the World Cup qualifying cycle, I would assume. But yeah, I mean, Otero is our backup right now, and they re-signed Mercado to be the number 3 guy. And then they also brought, I think, a former academy kid to be the OCB keeper. So
not good, Bob.
Yeah, it's not great. So for me, how cheap can you get Tim Melio for? He ain't doing anything. He could be a backup.
He's literally retired. Just go get him.
Yeah,
put him on a Felipe deal. He's sitting at home doing nothing. He probably, he was happy to go spend some time with his wife and kids, probably, but by now he's sick of it and he's like, okay, time to go.
Yeah. He's probably going to start a podcast or like Brian Rowe or something. Like, just get him out of there.
I mean, Tally Hall is patting people down as they come into the stadium, and Donovan Ricketts, I'm assuming he's somewhere in Jamaica. But sorry, Jake, I don't think either of them are coming back.
Yeah, bro. Like, Tim Mealy is right there, bro.
Look
here. I'm so I have such little faith in the backup keepers we have. Like, there's a bunch of like USL dudes I'd rather grab than that, and I don't like USL dudes. And there's USL keepers I'd rather just go and grab right now.
I mean, I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. Speaking of that, I mean, there was a preseason friendly today against Rhode Island from USL that apparently we fielded mostly a B and like our B squad and OCB squad and Kyle Smith, and they lost 4-0 today.
Step forward.
So for me, if that doesn't highlight a need for a goalkeeper and possibly more defensive depth, I don't know what does. Again, not trying to
3 goals that we know of.
We
5
know
games?
of two. I believe.
3. Nico, didn't we get 2 in the last match? We got 1.
Free kick.
Oh, we did get 2 last. No. We only got 1. We only got one.
We got 1.
Dang.
Yeah, well, Ladero free kick.
He had one, but it got called back.
And we know Freeman scored.
I mean, there might have been more. Yeah.
And the first friendlies, Atletico Mineiro was a 0-0 draw, and then I think who else we play?
Philadelphia or something.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia or something was a 0-0 draw as well. And then possibly a 1-0 win against Atlanta. We don't know what the score was there. And then 2-1 loss it was 0-0 after 90 minutes, and then a 2-1 loss to Montreal after 120 minutes, and now a 4-0 loss to Rhode Island. So
there we go. Saying that Catenaccio, bro. That
Instead
1990s
of
Italy ball. We're saving the goals for the season.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
excited.
Nico wasted his free kick on the preseason.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. As far as preseason goes, I'm a little bit concerned about scoring goals. But I feel like we start every season saying that we're a little bit concerned with scoring goals. My other concerns, obviously, Wilder getting injured. Sukata got injured. Last two friendlies, we haven't seen Muriel or Enrique, and Duncan is still injured. So that's not ideal. The only thing that I will say has been a bright spot in preseason for me is Alex Freeman. Everything that I'm seeing and hearing is that Alex Freeman has leveled up and is a bit of a dog, and is competing at the right back spot. So, Cleon, I don't know if you heard a little bit more on that, but it feels like he's in contention to get more minutes this year, at least real minutes, rather than just like it's subbed on.
Yeah, it's basically, from what I understand, it's basically just it's Dagger, and Freeman. They're the last two standing, battling out for the starter. For not just minutes, so not just for minutes, it's battling for the starter. So that's how much Freeman's leveled up.
I mean, at this point, we might need Dagger in the midfield, or Kyle Smith is going to be in the midfield. So,
yeah, I think Kyle's everywhere.
Kyle plays
Kyle's
everything.
the backup left back. He's the backup DM.
Maybe he could be our backup goalkeeper too.
Any chance we go back to three in the back?
If Schlegel can save one, Kyle probably can. Because that was horrible.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all lines up, because, it got me thinking about Atuesta and is Cesar having to play the 6, and, man, watching him run full speed it's like a baby draft sometimes. So, that doesn't excite me very much. Eddie got me nervous on his monologue earlier, to be honest, because I'm just trying to picture Cesar track back and run full speed with his back straight and his head back, and just giving his all 110%. That is Wilder's 85% at best.
If I'm the ref, we saw his first year. He played solo 6 a lot more, and man. But when they're running at him and he's chasing back, you know what he's thinking. Cynical foul.
Up and down.
Yeah, if I'm the ref and it's a 2-on-1 or 3-4-on-3 with like the back, 2 center backs and Cesar, I'm putting my hand in my pocket for the yellow.
That's
card
why we
already.
need another one, bro. Because
already, I'm just running like this. Like he's gonna do it. There it is, yellow card.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, okay, one of them pulls a hammy or has a low knock, or Cesar inevitably gets his yellows or his straight red. I mean, who's there? I mean, I guess the rook. I guess that old looking rookie we got he looked pretty solid. And, I don't like I don't like the kids, but he looked pretty solid.
I was always
man, but
I thought it was a good pick from Clemson. But we'll get anyone. We got 2 people from Clemson, but as long as they didn't go to Mount Verde, and we'll get a Clemson all day, even though half the team is from there. But but he looked good and solid in college. He's big. He looks like a grown man. He doesn't look like 27.
Because he is a grown man.
He is. Yeah, he's like the guy red shirt a couple years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like the Brandon Whedon of college soccer. He's coming out.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. He's
dude had like a full beard and all this coming out of his.
Right. Yeah. This is like we got Charlemagne in the midfield. We got Charlemagne from France over here. So he looks good. I'd rather.
He looks solid though, and I don't like the kids like that, bro. He looks solid. He looked solid. He did.
We drafted him. I looked at his stuff from Clemson. He's good.
He'll get a good look in the Open Cup.
I will just want to go ahead and address Daniel's comment here. Man, come on, dude. You've been following this club for a long time. You know that they ain't going to tell us jack squat about injuries. Like,
Lower body injury.
Unfortunately, no, we have no idea. The only thing that I could tell you is it looked from the people that were in the stadium said that it looked like the second time he went down was non-contact, and he got helped to the locker room, and then we didn't see him again.
Yeah, he went
and
to
it looks
cut.
like
On that second one, he went to cut. He went to cut with the ball, and he just dropped.
Yeah,
Well, what caused the injury in the first place?
I was going to say the first time he went down was from a tackle, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a tackle.
So he got tackled,
Freaking
and then he
Montreal.
tried to run it off against Montreal, and then he tried to cut, and his knee gave out on him. So fingers crossed it's not anything major, but it's a knee injury. We don't know. So
now, mind you, it wasn't like, you know, a lot of times when you see those non-contacts, and it's like a dude a cut, and it's just like, and it's immediate, and they're immediately grabbing the knee. They go down straight away. You know what I mean? Like they don't even finish the movement they were doing. He did. The only positive I could say is there was like a little bit of like, it wasn't immediate. Like he did the cut, lost the ball, did the cut, and then he just went down and started holding his knee. But it wasn't like a cut, you know what I mean? Like immediate. So
Yeah.
maybe it's more
Of a strain
than straight snap everything up in there. You know what I mean?
Fingers crossed, because he also did have some bright moments from what we saw during preseason. He looked pretty good, you know. So I'm hoping he could maybe step up, because we need some help on that wing. You know,
that left. Yeah, I mean, we over under on the left wing, even if he's healthy, 5 goals between him and Angulo.
I mean, I think Angulo
No,
has
but
5 goals.
Isn't he the backup? Isn't he the backup?
You got to remember, we just signed Pasalic, right? But then we just signed Rodriguez as well. So
Both
Rodriguez, they're both right wingers.
Yeah, they both play the same position.
Yeah, they'll just slide him over there.
Yeah,
if something happens to Facu, they're gonna slide him over there.
Or they'll move a hit over
Angulo.
there.
They're not gonna play that kid over him. No way.
They'll put a hit over there in Muriel at the 10.
They'll put a bunch of people there before they put him there.
Yeah.
They're like just like Jacqueline. He's like in the same spot as Jacqueline was in. Like, you know what I mean? He could go tear up OCB. He could do whatever, but at the end of the day, he's behind 1 million people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the tournaments, then we'll wrap it up. We got Open Cup.
Easy. Yeah, I mean, this one, not much to say outside of the fact that, hell yeah, it is back.
What is it
Show
like? How many teams are playing in the Open Cup?
I think 16 MLS teams are in it, and then they have 8 teams from MLS Next Pro, I think.
I know we're pumped about that. Ryder, you feeling good about the Open Cup being back?
Over under, we got more teams in than we got fans at the game.
Jeez.
Depends on who you play in the first one.
Now that we got Open Cup back, now we can go back to not curious about it, not watching it, not showing up.
Ryder, I know you're an Open Cup savant, so you know you're for the Open Cup. Bring it back. How does this make you feel?
I'm excited because I'm probably going to get to go to a lot of Open Cup matches this year, because there are 2 teams from Naples also in the Open Cup this year, both playing their first matches away. But
you're insane. You're going to go to Naples?
No, I'm a Naples season ticket holder, so I got to show up for some of it.
For some of it.
I'm gonna be real with you, Alex. I don't think that they're gonna make it to the round that Orlando City starts in.
No, but I can dream, can I?
Yeah,
I
up to Naples.
Orlando will come here.
Is that what you say? Is it up the Naples?
What?
It almost sounds like up the Naples.
Up to Naples, yeah.
Is that up the
Naples?
Wow, y'all are crazy.
I'm excited that we get to use, like I said earlier, some of the younger guys in here.
Wow.
But other than that, it's the Open Cup. It's back. I don't think it's going to be any different than any other year unless we make it to the semifinal or final. It's going to be the same attendance, same people wanting us to do really well, but also not showing up. So I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it for FC Naples as well, but I just don't. What is so funny about that?
So
Because
childish, bro. I can't
he's
help
a child, and Naples sounds like nipples.
it. Montoya, por favor. Oh my gosh, bro.
It's
Up to
exciting.
Naples. He said up to Naples.
I
Go ahead.
myself am also excited for a Tuesday night match with 3,700 of my closest friends. I can't wait.
The good thing we know is that whenever people are like, yeah, you look at Europe and the FA Cup and all that stuff, right? And look at all the attendance. You know, we know OC Twitter is pretty much everyone who's in attendance at Open Cup. You know what I mean? So like we need to show up, and those people do show up, right? Like like Alex and myself and other people. But outside of OC Twitter, maybe OC Facebook, that's pretty much all who's going, which is sad because I want more people to show up too, But Colin's on it today, brother.
Why would you put that up there, bro?
I put that up there because I
down.
wanted to see you
I'm
laugh
just
at
calming
it.
down. And then you put the face, you put the Paku face with the comment, bro. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Right. Hey, look, yeah, Colin,
you know what you're gonna get now. Then you're gonna be mad at me.
Hey,
you know what's gonna happen if you do.
Colin's setting expectations. DP contribution so far over here. Homegrown, first teamer. Colin OCSC. Yeah.
Well,
All
you
right.
guys can't get mad at me for not showing up to the Open Cup because I don't live there anymore. But if we get far enough, I'll try and fly back. I promise.
Yeah.
By far enough, you mean the final?
Yes, by far enough.
I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, you're not talking about round of 16 versus Naples.
No. Oh, maybe.
At my house.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, there we go. We got it's up at the rider. Yeah.
Like, I'll have Alex fly me into Marco Island. So
There you go.
Naples
There
got an
you
airport.
go. There
I'll
you
just say this
go.
weekend.
Yeah, airport on USL. Look at that.
Yeah, just like Kissimmee, basically. Anyways, Leagues Cup. We had a good. I thought a decent draw. I mean, we didn't get really any of the. I mean, we got Pumas, but it's pretty run of the mill. They changed the format. I don't know if everybody's up to date on this.
yeah,
But we got 18 teams from each league. All the games are still in the United States. Pumas will play a home game at Orlando City Stadium against Atlanta, which thank goodness, because if Atlanta had to play a home game here, I think that was an automatic no-go. So they gave it to Pumas. Hopefully the Mexican fans show up for them against Atlanta. And who else we got? We got Necaxa.
Necaxa and Atlas.
You guys are just setting Cleon.
Guys,
up to fail.
we're in mid-season form here.
And Atlas. I remember Atlas.
Say that again.
Necaxa or Nexacaca?
No, I want Alex to say it again.
Yeah.
Those are two mid-table teams, and then Pumas. So
I remember
we'll play what group stage type of deal, like a season type of deal.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think it's over the course of like a week and a half. We play the 3 group stage games, and then
July
I don't know.
30th, August 2nd, August 6th.
Yeah, so they're right in a row. And as far as I know, I believe that they're season ticket members. You guys get tickets for that game are included. All 3 of those games are included. So that's cool.
And then the top 4 of each conference, or is it top
I think
8?
so. I don't remember the top 4 or top 8.
Speaking of those teams, I remember when Adrian Heath played Eric Avila next to Kaka. That was a terrible lineup.
Oh
Those
god.
are great. Those were.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Anyways, I think it's the top
guys.
4.
Yeah, we should be favorites in this. I mean, or among the favorites, right? In this Open Cup, time to bring it back home, back to back champion.
We gotta be one of the favorites, bro.
We gotta be. Yeah,
Yeah,
Leagues
I
Cup,
mean,
like Jake says, I can't care about the Leagues Cup still, man. It's just such a phony thing. You got Mexican teams playing all here, no Mexican home games.
I mean, I will say that I think this Leagues Cup format is an improvement. But I also think it's still not a valid tournament until we play in Mexico too. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not. Like, there's no reason why these games should all be in the US. Like
Mexico's like, yeah, we don't need to play it. We don't need to play it at home. We'll just make more money in the U.S. They don't even seem to care. That's wild.
Yeah, but I don't know. Realistically, the Open Cup, as you were saying, guys, we should be a favorite in that. We're one of the top MLS teams that is in that. At least based off of last year's standings, I think we were technically the top one. So there's a lot of teams that are not in that we should beat. So,
Cleon, you asked about who's in. It's the top 9 from the East and top 9 for the
It's the
West.
playoff teams, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only exception is Vancouver did not get in, and they are replaced by San Diego FC.
Which cash grab for
In the
Irvin
Leagues
Lozano.
Cup?
I got it.
Yep.
Yeah. for
Yeah,
sure.
they wouldn't be in the Open Cup. They're in the Canadian Championship.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't be in the Open Cup anyways.
Yeah.
Well, I hate the Leagues Cup as well. I don't really care that we don't play in
Well, I
Mexico.
mean,
I know a
know.
bunch of Mexican fans are across the country, and they get excited to see their team and not have to travel to Mexico to see them. So I think that's a decently cool part of it, but I also can't take it seriously because there is no home field advantage for them either. So I'm kind of with y'all. I wish because they're advancing. It's 4 and 4, 8 or 8, but there's an equal amount of teams from each league that will advance to the knockout rounds, and I feel like why not at that point? Why for the knockout rounds? Why can't we start playing in Mexico? We're seeded at that point. There's a higher seed and a lower seed. It's not like we're traveling to Europe. It's we make farther road trips for Wednesday night games in MLS than just some of those teams in Mexico. So I don't.
It's true.
I feel like at that point it should be a home team affair, and maybe that's something that can change in the future to legitimize the tournament a little bit more. So. Money. Yes, sir, Daniel. You're right. Yep, for sure. Anybody else got anything to add, or are we going to roll as the shout-outs?
I mean, I already put it on the screen, so.
All right, well, who's going first? Cleon, you got a shout-out? You look like you're thinking.
Mm-mm.
All right, Mike, I know you're always prepared.
I mean, I just wanted to go ahead and give a quick shout-out to Manscaped League One. I appreciate being your guys' champion for a full year.
Oh my God.
Hopefully, I get to be a forever champion and hold on to the belts for another year because we know Cleon's not going to be winning it.
Bro, come on now. Y'all tripping.
Calling it your belt when you've never won it before. Come on, man. But no, for real. I'm just excited to be back and doing this again. I love all you guys, and I appreciate you. We got over 250 people that are watching right now. That makes me happy. And also shout out to Hourglass Brewing for partnering up with us again. And I'm also trying to see what I could do to get us one of those sponsorships with one of those ticketing sites. So that way for you guys trying to buy tickets, whether it be traveling to an away game or last minute deciding to go to a game, we can get you guys a discount code or something like that. So hopefully I'll have something on that soon. But I'm just excited to be back. Vamos Orlando. Vamos Lions Den. Love you guys.
Ryder, who you got?
I got 3 small ones, 3 small shout outs. Shout out to Mike for kind of carrying the rainwater through the off season with all these great rumors and tweets to give us anything to rely on. And then
do not give me that much credit. I'm going to give you too much information right now. I get set up for work. I'm scrolling my phone, taking my morning poop after I get set up for work, and that's when I'm tweeting all that. You guys know that now.
This man's done brought up poop twice during this podcast.
Yeah, that's a strike. That's
y'all call
strike
me
number 2.
2 strikes.
Y'all
My bad.
bad.
All right, I'm out.
We're gonna get a Squatty Potty sponsorship request DM.
You know, that's not a bad
Send us
idea.
whatever.
It's ergonomical.
Down. That's I'm 42
long as-
almost.
I mean, we already did Manscaped. Why not Squatty Potty?
Right? Exactly. Let's just focus on the whole. There you go.
Also,
and shout out to me. Shout out to me because I don't know if y'all know this, but soy bilingual ahora. Like I'm bilingual now, bro. I know y'all knew that. Yeah, I started studying Spanish about 3 days ago, so I'm fluent.
How's that Duolingo going?
I don't none of that, bro. None of that. I just watch Spanish shows. Spanish Temptation Island. Montoya por favor. And I've been locked in. So now I'm fluent.
You didn't think this was a good idea when you were married to a Puerto Rican, but now it's a good idea.
Well,
You're talking about late signings. Why are we signing people late in the season? You're learning languages late in your marriage.
Nah, bro. I know how to ask for certain things and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You got that. Okay.
Multiple
Yeah.
actually, but nothing I
Okay.
can use here.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, Ryder, you had another one?
Yeah, it's kind of a combo. Sad week for the Chicago Bears organization with the death of owner Virginia McCaskey and former head coach Dick Duran. It was a sad week. So Dick Duran was the first coach I remember watching for the Bears in the late 90s and early 2000s. So, and it's just sad to see the owner pass away. She was 102. 102 in the last game she ever saw on her birthday was beating the Green Bay Packers. So
That's great.
Rest in peace,
102
Virginia.
and never saw a QB throw for 3,000 yards.
okay. Yeah.
Come on.
No, it's 4,000 because
4,000. Oh, okay.
Caleb Williams actually broke the record for most by a rookie by the Chicago
okay.
Bears.
Oh, okay. Sorry about
Which
that.
doesn't make it any better, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way just to sign off. Yeah.
I was gonna make a joke too, but then it was about death, so then I refrained from myself. But Eddie, you couldn't even do that. So
No. Yeah, it's not, bro, there's no limits.
So-
The older I get, the less I care. But shout out to the Eagles for being the Chiefs. Sick of those guys. Patrick Mahomes, that guy. I don't even like to wear his helmet. His helmet doesn't look like it fits right, And just sick of them and all of that stuff. And that was good to see. Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, that was hilarious. Mustard for life. And yeah,
dying. Rest in peace to Drake.
right. Wow, that was just brutal. I was trying to explain it to my teen kids. I'm like, you can know they're spoiled when they're not getting the references. I'm like, you guys are dorks. Just kidding. I love you guys, but they're so innocent. I'm like, you guys don't get what you don't know what a crip walk is. I'm like, what failed as a parent. Anyways,
can you believe that he legitimately brought out one of Drake's exes to crip walk just to
on the X in the X,
two of them technically.
Yeah, in an X. She crip walked in the X. Yeah, in the X. That was fantastic.
I want to just say it's commendable the level of petty that
it was.
He's hater of the year. Like me and Cleon
even
talk
Cleon
wrestling
was
all
like,
the
that's
time.
petty.
Me and Cleon talk all the time in the wrestling world who the biggest hater is. Kendrick Lamar is a bigger hater than everybody in the world.
They're like Mysterio, right? The Mysterio kid, just on top.
No,
that was
Dominic's not the
Mysterio.
biggest hater in the world. He's up there. It was Drew McIntyre last year was the biggest hater. In
oh
wrestling.
yeah.
He was crushing it.
Right. And and tomorrow is the new New Jersey. I usually I'm an easy gift, a person to get a gift for my Christmas. I get an Arsenal jersey from my wife, and then for my birthdays a couple of weeks, and the OC kid always comes out and she gets it. It looks like a training top. Not a huge fan. My wife's like, "What am I supposed to get you now?" Last year I wasn't even sure about it. I was like, "Oh, it's so expensive." The whatever throwback. What was it? Our history shirt.
Honor
or whatever.
Thy History.
Honor Thy History, exactly. I'm like, it's just so much now. She's like, that's what you're getting. I don't know what else to get you. and I already have a squatty potty, so I didn't need anything else. And
I'm just hoping the jersey looks better when we see pictures of it on.
We'll see. Yeah. It looks like I've been saying in the chat. Speaking of haters, I've been hating on it. We'll see what it looks like in person, but it looks like. In FIFA when you don't have the rights to the team and you make up a team name, it's called like the Orlando Hurricanes, and they just give them a
Calcio,
shirt.
aka Juventus.
Yeah, Piemonte Calcio. Yeah, it's like Kissimmee, the Kissimmee whatever, Kissimmee Cyclones or something. That's what it looks like.
Kissimmee Wanderers.
Or if the USL that team Tormenta in Georgia got a purple kit. This is what it kind of looks like. So we'll see. So no, stock down to whoever designed the jersey. We'll see how it looks in person.
Cleon, was your shout out that you learned Spanish?
Yeah, see.
Crushing it, brother.
Low hanging fruit there.
So my shout out is.
I think it's a letter.
I'm gonna close and just say my shout outs to me.
Oh,
hell
yes.
Because
right, deserve it.
I'm gonna hold strong all season, and I've been wrong in the past, and it's worked out really well for us. So if I'm wrong and it works out well, then Hell yeah. And if I'm right, then I'm right. So I see no downturn to this, but Poppy out.
Already, oh my God.
Hey,
look
it
at
worked
this.
when we talked about it last year
It's
and he
true.
started
Yes.
performing.
I think
Whenever
guys,
I was, yeah.
It's for those that are not under. I just want to say this is definitely reverse psychology swag.
Right.
Whether he's going to admit it or not, as soon as he said Poppy out the past 2 seasons, we turned things around. So why not just start from the jump and we come out hot? We're going to win the
Oscar's
series.
Spidey sense just went off. He
Right.
knows that someone said Poppy out, so he needs to get out there and get stuff done.
Unless
Alex, I thought you were going to
season.
shout out. I thought you were going to shout out yourself for getting your twin engine. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting too.
Captain Alex. Captain
Poppy
Brown.
out, buddy.
Yeah.
Poppy out.
Yeah. Well, hey, shout out to
I take more
Alex.
pride in that.
I've known Alex for, I don't know, 6 years now, and he's had
6 years.
8 careers.
I haven't worked
Right,
at Liberty
more?
Mutual in 7 years.
7 years. I've known Alex for 7 years, and he's had 8 careers since then. And Alex is like 29 or some 28 years old, 27. I don't even know. So shout out to Alex. His latest. He's got twin engine pilot now, captain. So one of these days, you know, we're gonna have the Orlando Lions Den Force One or something, Air Force OLD. One of these days, Alex gonna be.
I'll be 32 next month.
Man,
Oh,
this man on
you know,
JJ
come on, let me
levels,
have it.
bro.
Oh, what about what ages?
JJ levels.
Oh, about age?
No, this man on JJ levels of hating, calling that man Poppy out already, bro.
Right? Yeah, I know.
I told y'all last year, Poppy out, no matter what.
He did
the
say
last-
that.
Poppy no
He said-
siquiera hace nada.
Brother,
Right,
we lost
bro.
1-0. We lost.
Let's all
we
vote.
lost
No Spanish
1-0.
or Cleon.
We lost 1-0 at home in the Eastern Conference in the Eastern Conference final. We had a chance to go to the MLS Cup. We couldn't even score a goal. All right. We had like 1.5 shots on goal. We had one chance.
We've been ripping the net the whole preseason though, bro.
Poppy out, brother. Poppy out.
Ripping it?
Ever since then.
Yeah.
There's a reason
some
we
of
signed
JJ's.
Atuesta to a 1-year contract because we didn't know what we're going to be doing after next year. That's where everybody's stuff ends right now.
Oh, wow.
Some of
I'll tell you that
JJ's
right
in a hotel for some conference for gut health with no shirt on his stomach. Hell yeah, Alex.
All right, I get it, but I'm staying on it all year.
Hey, I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure on our wrap-up pod to end of the season, you said that. So you're sticking to your guns. I respect it. And if anything, I just hope that the reverse psychology juju that you're putting out there that you're sprinkling, I hope that it works.
Is it reverse psychology? I don't know.
For the sake of
if it works, it's reverse psychology. If it doesn't work, I was right.
For the sake of the fact that the arguments this might cause between other Orlando City pods, I'm saying it's reverse psychology for right now. Keep the peace to start the year.
That sounds like my wife when she argues. If it went her way, she meant it. If it didn't, she was just kidding.
I'm also married. I learned from the best. So I'm just saying 1-0 loss still stings. I'm still hurting.
It does.
That was our best chance, man. The stars aligned.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'll ever forgive Poppy for that. So
yes, before we get ready to wrap, Jake asking if we're going to be at the home opener.
I will not be there. My daughter's in a play.
No say.
Nope. I will be at I will be at a baby shower.
What?
I'll be there.
Oh, forget that. That baby isn't gonna remember that. Forget that. That baby. Like I'm going. I'm gonna see my
family.
Your family will. My baby's in a play, but she's a freshman, and this is her first like supporting role.
Sitting here like, baby, I shower every day. You're not special.
Yeah. Like, right. So I'm gonna go watch her play because that's the right thing for dad to do, and I'm gonna miss the opener in person.
Last year was the only one I've ever missed, so I'll be there.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so
I'm in a mountain somewhere, so
But Mike will be here March 8th for the Orlando Lions and watch party at Hourglass Brewery. Watch us play NYCFC.
NYCFC. New York team again?
Yep.
Away there, boy, man, they're gonna sell a lot of beer.
To be
Away
fair,
at CFC, what they do to us there.
I tried to get us to pick a different team just because of the
That's
fact that I
the
said
L.
we're playing on a baseball stadium. I don't want to be there for that one. Like, we never play well in the baseball stadium except for like one time. Like, so I tried to push for a
Molina
different
goal,
game,
the header.
but it's the one that worked for us. So let's
It's the first one.
Let's knock it out of the park.
Right, that'd be a home
All right,
run.
that's enough.
Yeah, our last watch party was a home run. Yeah, that's even too
All
much
right.
for me, guys.
We'll see you guys. We'll see y'all next week for our season preview pod. We'll
Season
be making
preview
all of our
next week.
predictions.
Say
talking about what
clear.
we're gonna see.
Adios.
We'll make sure
Thank
that
you guys for joining us.
BJ wears clothes.
Vamos, that one's easy. Vamos.
Adios, everybody. See ya.
See you mañana.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Orlando Lions Den podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Orlando Lions Den on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next week in the Den.